Welcome back. Yesterday, Congresswoman Julia Letlow clinched her spot in the November 3rd election. She beat State Treasurer John Fleming for the Republican runoff for U.S. Senate, securing the party's nomination after a closely watched race. Our Brandon Walker has more.
Congresswoman Julia Letlow says that she is ready to get to work now that voters have selected her as the Republican pick in the race for Senate. Attorney General Liz Murrill introduced the Congresswoman, saying that she is the right candidate for the job, saying, quote, she defines everything that we do. The Congresswoman picking up on that point, saying that this was a race about representing the people of Louisiana. She ran on a 15-point plan, she says, to get the families the resources they need, of course, endorsed by President Donald Trump. The Congresswoman representing Louisiana's 5th congressional district, elected in a special election in 2021 after her late husband, Luke Letlow, passed away. He was initially elected to that seat, but passed away from complications of COVID-19. The Congresswoman says that Luke is with her. She says that he is with her supporters, and she says that she will take him with her as she gets to Washington, D.C., she hopes. Please walk us through the conversation with Mr. Fleming, ma'am. You said you spoke to him.
It was a wonderful conversation. He congratulated me on the win. It was very cordial, and I thanked him for running because it's hard to run. I understand that.
Is there such a thing ideologically between the two of you, between the president? So who was more Trumpian of the two that played a role in tonight's results?
I think you have to earn the president's endorsement, and I was so proud to do that.
Julia Letlow very much so the front runner leading into this with the president's endorsement, but she did say that it was a tough race to run. When asked why it was tough to run considering the president's endorsement, she says any race is tough to run because you need voters to trust that you are the candidate for the job, something that she says she will continue to fight for as she represents the Republican Party. In Baton Rouge, I'm Brandon Walker, WWL Louisiana.
And over on the Democratic side, Jamie Davis, a Northeast Louisiana crop farmer, defeated Gary Crockett, a Navy veteran and business executive. Davis will now move on to face Letlow in November. Letlow will be heavily favored. Louisiana voters have not elected a Democrat to the Senate since 2008. And meanwhile, in St. Tammany, voters decided to renew a tax millage that provides millions of dollars for the sheriff's office. The vote comes just days after Randy Smith resigned as sheriff and pled guilty to charges related to a restaurant attack. Alyssa Curtis spoke to voters on the North Shore.
Randy Smith may not be sheriff anymore, but his presence was felt across St. Tammany Parish Saturday as voters decided whether or not to renew a millage. Will Randy Smith's restaurant attack impact the sheriff's office's funding for the next 10 years? That was the question looming over Election Day on the North Shore.
It's not the midterm elections, but it's still impactful things that will impact St. Tammany with the sheriff's office.
A millage renewal in St. Tammany would generate more than $13 million for the sheriff's office each year for the next 10 years, starting in 2028. Parish President Mike Cooper has told us the money would help pay the salaries of sheriff's office employees. But amid the campaign for the millage, Smith got arrested, pled guilty to second-degree battery and disturbing the peace, and resigned.
It was the appropriate thing to do, given his behavior and the fact that he is a professional.
It was a good move. I think it was a very good move. Under the circumstances, I don't think he had much of a choice.
For some residents, it pushed them to vote no.
We just feel like we want to see things go in a different direction. We've seen politics in St. Tammany Parish kind of go the wrong direction. It's time for a change here.
For others, Smith's actions aren't a reflection of the rest of the department.
We still should not penalize the entire sheriff office and the work that they do and the sacrifices they make in order to, in a sense, punish Randy Smith.
And for some, arrest or not, the sheriff's office isn't top priority.
Okay. I didn't. I'm more interested in the infrastructure. If you don't have an infrastructure, it doesn't, to me, the streets and the sewage is very, very, very important.
A new sheriff will take office long before this millage would take effect, with a special election expected to be called for November. At Slidell High, Alyssa Curtis, WWL Louisiana.
And you can find complete results from all of yesterday's races on our website. That's WWLTV.com. Still ahead, we are taking a full look at your forecast for this upcoming week. Stay with us.
putting the Womack on them means laying the law down.
When I hear put the Womack on them, I know they're going to get the job done.
When you're putting the Womack on them, it's like winning a championship.
Put the Womack on them.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. So when the job is heavy, GMC Sierra HD reports for duty. During GMC Truck Month, get 4.9% APR plus $2,000 purchase cash on 2026 GMC Sierra heavy-duty Denali models.
Happy birthday, America! This year is something special. And a great time to buy furniture during the Rooms to Go July 4th sale. Go big with a whole new room or start with that one perfect piece. Either way, you save. And what's better than that? Come in for great style, the lowest prices, and go home with something to celebrate. During the Rooms to Go July 4th sale.
If you've been drinking, don't drive. Make the call. Hand over the keys. Get a sober ride, because one bad decision can follow you for life. Responsibility travels with you. One road.
I felt that my attorney here at Dudley DeBosier, he communicated with me in a way that I felt dignified.
Dudley DeBosier does not make you feel like a number. They make you feel like family.
If you're concerned about hiring an attorney because of the financial part of it, don't worry at all, because they don't charge you anything until your case is settled.
In reality, I don't feel like I paid $1 because all I did was receive compensation.
All right, the forecast for MSY, hot today. We reached 93 at the airport with the upper 70s overnight and usually 91 as our high. So about 2 degrees above average right now. Our temperatures still pretty stifling, anywhere from 91 in Kenner to 95 in Mandeville. And that's our hot spot on the map, as it usually is. We're in the upper 80s down toward the coastline. The feels like temperatures, though, in the triple digits just about everywhere. We're seeing anywhere from 102 in Kenner to 105 downtown and 111 in Mandeville, which is always our highest number on the map. So the hour-by-hour forecast takes us out of the 90s into the eventual upper 80s, then lower 80s once the sun goes down. We'll continue tonight with 80 itself into the early hours of the morning, and then the upper 70s as we get a little bit closer to sunrise. Our forecast for yesterday did include a few storms that brought temperatures down briefly. We really haven't seen that today. So today has been one of the hottest days of the year. Our heat and humidity, the theme, even though we didn't have a heat advisory issued for our area, there were heat advisories just north of the state line. And we'll continue with a really hot forecast for Monday as well. Fewer rain chances as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday won't be the case anymore. So we're going to see those rain chances bump up because of an tropical moisture scenario that we're watching closely. So our upper pattern has been hot and humid over the last couple days, and we'll continue with this high pressure dominating the forecast for southeast Louisiana and much of the eastern coastline as we head into the early start of this week. But then our high temperatures will start to drop off a little bit as we get towards Wednesday through Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And that's because our rain chances will bump up anywhere from 40 to 60% with this potential tropical moisture off the coast of Georgia and the Carolinas. So you'll notice our forecast for New Orleans staying a little bit drier as we head into tomorrow. But look at this system off the coast of Georgia and the Carolinas. Tropical moisture is a possibility, and for that reason, the National Hurricane Center is eyeing low development potential. As we get into the middle of the week and later on this week, you'll notice that moisture starts to track a little bit further west, and this could mean higher rain chances along not only the Florida coastline but also Mississippi and Alabama's coastlines. And for that reason, we could have all of your beach weather concerns at play. So lightning as well as tide issues, all something to think about if you have any early travel plans for the 4th of July. You'll notice southeast Louisiana getting in on some of this moisture Wednesday and Thursday, and that's why our rain chances are a little bit higher then. We'll get into Friday and Saturday with similar scenarios, same thing for Sunday. So we'll be watching for the rain chances as we approach the 4th of July. Tropical Tracker is showing that 0 to 20% chance of development for your Saturday and Sunday. We could be dealing with some heightened rain chances. It really just depends on how this evolves. If we see the low pressure moving a little bit further west because of high pressure picking it up and dragging it further, then we could be dealing with heightened rain chances, but altogether this system has a low development potential. So it just means we're going to have the possibility of some storms that aren't super organized as we head into the extended outlook. You'll notice right now Wednesday with the 60% chance of rain, we drop that down to 40% through Saturday, and we'll bump it up a little bit more on Sunday also. Our drought monitor scenario reminding you we really have seen improved conditions on both sides of the lake, with the exception of Houma all the way down to the coastline. So that's where we're a little more concerned about dry conditions. But our 7-day forecast, certainly summer-like. I don't think any particular day will be a total washout. Very few rain chances tomorrow. We'll take them up to about 30% on Tuesday, but really heighten the storm potential on Wednesday. That's when the widespread activity and downpours will be more likely as we head into the weekend. We're keeping a close eye on the forecast for the 4th. Probably storms at a point, but not a total washout any day.
Former LSU national champion Christian Fulton was back in town Saturday for his youth football camp. We discussed a fresh opportunity with the Chiefs in year 2 in Kansas City, plus some LSU domination in the DB room. That's next in sports.
What I can promise I will do is give you a calm, detailed forecast. We're going to prepare you for whatever is coming.
At Popeyes, you can get a meal fit for a family for only $20. Hurry in for 11 crunchy hand-breaded tenders or 9 pieces of our juicy signature chicken with a large side and 4 biscuits for only $20.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Summer is a gift. A gift of days that last a little longer. A brighter state of mind. So look out for these stickers and gift yourself a new Kia during the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event, where every SUV and sedan comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months, plus $750 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2026 Sorrento and Sportage vehicles.
At Consumer Cellular, my job is to help you save money on wireless.
I'm saving over $50 a month.
I'm saving almost $100 a month.
Consumer Cellular gives you the same fast, reliable nationwide network for up to half the cost of big wireless.
Same tower, same coverage.
Our customers ranked us #1 in network coverage satisfaction. And there's no long-term contracts.
I've been through TracFone, T-Mobile, Verizon. Nothing compares to Consumer Cellular.
It's the Consumer Cellular Summer Switch event. If you're 50 and over, you could cut up to 50% off your big wireless bill. And right now, save an extra $50 off with code SAVE50. Plus, AARP members save even more. Call right now and speak with a U.S.-based sales rep in about 15 seconds. So call now and save during the Summer Switch event. Call 1-800-680-0024. That's 1-800-680-0024.
Celebrate your freedom to sleep better. The 4th of July sale is heating up at Mattress Direct.
Save up to $1,000 on Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy. And get a 7-piece bedding bundle and 60 months, no interest. Mattress Direct.
Watch Chief Meteorologist Chris Franklin on WWL Louisiana News at 10.
Former Rummel and LSU star Christian Fulton was back in town this weekend hosting his 2nd annual youth football camp in Marrero. The Chiefs cornerback is giving back before entering a huge opportunity in Kansas City as they replace 2 starting cornerbacks. We discuss what's ahead for the 2026 season.
Very exciting. Like you said, they have a great history. Those 2 guys that they let go. Great players, great people, but it goes to show, how much faith, that they have in me, after the last couple games that I played. And, it's just another lesson, I guess, or something, for me to step up to. Another challenge is what I meant to say, for me to step up, into that leadership role, which I feel like I have, but just finding more ways, to be that guy, more vocal, around the room, and, just leading the guys, off the field as well as on.
And it could be two LSU guys on each side of the boundary with them drafting Mansour Delane. What did you think of them drafting him? And I know that it's all competition, but at the same time, like, how much are you trying to help him, like, get used to the NFL, especially him being another LSU guy?
Right. It was great. You know, I love the pickup. You know, Coach Raymond, I've talked to him even before I got to met Mansour. He told me he's a great kid. You know, he's a hard worker. You know, obviously a great player. And, you know, I'm definitely looking forward, you know, to, you know, teaching him, you know, some things about the games, you know. And I'm always open book. You know, he might know something, you know, that I haven't seen, you know. So I'm never shying away from that. But, you know, we just going to compete, you know, and that's what the NFL is about. We're going to make each other better. And at the end of the day, we all just have one common goal, you know, be the best DB group and win a Super Bowl.
And that's a look at sports. We'll be right back.
Everything you love about WWL Louisiana News at 6 is right here on WWL Plus. Breaking news, local weather, and your favorite news team whenever you want. Get the WWL Plus app today, live, local, and always on.
Design you feel in every detail. Technology as innovative as it is effortless. These are luxuries you don't have to wait for. This is Buick now. Buick, exceptional by design. Get 0.9% APR, plus current eligible non-GM owners get up to $2,250 purchase allowance on Encore GX. See your local Buick dealer.
Founding Bureau taught me one thing.
When you own a business, you own every decision.
Bureau's ready to cross the pond. How fast do you want to move?
I don't know. I think we can move quickly.
Start with a vision, make it a business, now to scale it worldwide. A carry-on for a closet, a lounge for an office.
Manchester, Glasgow.
Glasgow's great. Making calls above the clouds, traveling across time zones. All jet, zero lag. Tweak the message, scale the spend, watch the feed catch fire.
We got this.
The business card that gives back all you put in. Chase Sapphire Reserve for business.
We ride.
Welcome to Take 5.
A diesel oil change doesn't have to be a showdown with your schedule.
Ma'am?
Just go to Take 5. The stay in your car 10-minute oil change. Find your nearest shop at take5.com.
What's one word to describe Big Brother? Oh my God. Historic.
The Can't Look Away event of the summer.
Your favorite guilty pleasure is back.
I am so ready for this! It's going to be the time of your life. Big Brother season begins CBS Thursday, July 9th, and streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, our forecast for the next couple of days is going to be more quiet than the rain chances we see as we get into the middle of the week and end of the week as well. The 4th of July looks mostly dry, but we could have a couple quick passing storms as we have over the last couple weekends. And overall, our temperatures will fluctuate depending on those rain chances. So the higher the rain chances, the lower the highs. As you can imagine, will be a little bit warmer, just like today, tomorrow, and Tuesday.
Yes, and finally tonight, colorful explosions lit up the sky in Tulsa after a fireworks stand caught fire last weekend. Amazingly and thankfully, no one was hurt, but it did make for a pretty incredible sight as the entire tent of fireworks began going off at the same time. I don't know if you guys saw that meme where they're like, put it in reverse, Terry.
Put it in reverse.
Yeah, that's
back up, Terry.
I would be backing up.
Oh my gosh. It's wild that there wasn't just a big explosion, but the fireworks were able to at least put on a show.
Yeah, you got to get it in early.
I would not have expected that. That's a fascinating experiment.
Do you like fireworks? Is that your thing?
I was never allowed to toy with them when I was little, but yes, of course, I appreciate the spectacle, you know?
Absolutely.
My parents had a strict no fireworks policy, but I wish they would have let me have some fun with it.
I burned myself as a kid once. Anyway, that's another story. That's our news for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you right back here at 10.